Let's start.
Good evening and welcome to the Nighttime Heat Director from FM 105.5. We are streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. Just tap Nighttime Heat. You can watch the show online, and of course, you can get the show as well. We are also streaming live on From FM Monrovia 105.5. Again, From FM Monrovia 105.5. We are streaming live. We want you to share the live video so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow what's happening tonight on the program. Tonight promises to be very interesting. I'm sure if you follow last night, it ended in serious, heated debate, to the extent, we have to quickly play the theme song to take our exit. Well, tonight promises to be interesting as always. Let me just acquaint you what is coming up tonight. Yesterday, the ANC political leader, that Alexander Cummings, spoke to the media. The government, through its Ministry of Information, reacted to Alexander Cummings. We're going to look into the government's reaction. Whether it's just political, or whether the government was saying, the truth about what maybe Cummings didn't know. So we'll be talking about that today, and also, the House of Representatives has passed on adding 16 additional seats to the already 73 seats. Can you imagine? Did they consider the economic implication? Did they consider the additional, budgetary constraints, that may luckily be created as a result of that? Did they take into consideration that? No. We just spoke to the chair of the committee, and of course he said, well, I will not be able to avail myself tonight, but hopefully tomorrow we can talk to him. Also, we're going to talk about, the vice president of the Republic of Liberia, Jeremiah Cone, paid a visit. What's the courtesy call? He paid a visit at the home of Wilmon Pay, and the two appear to have spoken, to have smoked this point. But would that be sustainable, especially in the face of the multiple allegations made by Women Pay? You see, the vice president will just allow that to go and then they move on and now sleeping door to lie? Well, we're going to talk about that tonight as usual. The suspended IACR chair that comes to the Dempster Brown has taken a flight to the Supreme Court. He said, well, his suspension, that President Boyka was in violation. And so he went to the Supreme Court. We'll read that excerpt from there. Well, also tonight, the Ministry of Justice has taken the court, Mr. Philip Yeo, in connection with the ongoing cocaine case. So we hope to talk about that as well. And today, the president held a meeting with the Senate. I hope we can go through all of that before the end of the program. Well, that does it that's the shape of the program. Just to be where you are, either watch the program online or watch the program listen to the program by radio. The promises to be very, very interesting tonight in our studio, Cruises Studio. But the heat will make the studio more hotter than what it is now. It's really low, but our studio is not that. However, we are here, right here on left to join us anytime around this week. But let me welcome Mr. Wion, Desmond Wion. Welcome to the program.
A blessing to be with all of our followers and viewers, our technicians.
education, be on the same, be always making sure we keep the food. And for my co-panelists, it's always great to be on the show. And I mean, it's part of our responsibility that we stand for as communicator, as journalists. So I mean, I'm honored to be on and I look forward to us to the interactive engagement as well.
Okay, so let me ask David to welcome David.
Thank you so much, and good evening to everyone. Unfortunately, I was here yesterday. Perhaps if I were here, I would have come down with a rainy storm.
Thank you so much, and I'm glad to be here as always tonight.
Okay, my music.
Thank you. Just I don't agree with you when you said that was noise. Noise is completely sound to the ear. When I studied physical science down the line, that's why I learned in my physical science class.
Guys always come back to me.
What happened tonight was an exchange of ideas in the heated
And that
debate.
resulted into what?
No, it wasn't noise. It wasn't noise. Noise is not.
But that sound people were making last time was very unpleasant to
You
hear.
just decided
So I had
to
to
go
call
one
it-
of your neighbor who said something. Whatever it is, that's why I like on the show who can disagree bitterly and then agree. You know, with one family, the thing is all it does. Police, and I know senior brother Moses Sandy and everyone else, including our many listeners from radio, from the internet, and also to our organization. Say thank you.
Okay, thank you, George. Thank you very much. And of course, our listeners and viewers kindly make sure that you share the show so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow what's happening tonight on the program. This is your nighttime radio show that you always enjoy. Very unboring indeed. And so make sure you share the show. So your friends, your relatives, your loved ones can also follow what's happening tonight on the program. Let's tell our friends story quickly. Yesterday, an ANC political leader, Alexander Cummings, spoke to the media and, of course, he said a couple of things. Today, the government thought that it was quite necessary to respond to Alexander Cummings. Let's hear what the government spokesperson had to say.
You jump from one little corner and you can't even play politics. You say you're inviting your friends. Who your friends are? That your friends can investigate for the country? And these are the same people who said they were launching protests called Child Suffering and 70,000 job basically. Why didn't you invite your friends to go and investigate so you can find the 70,000?
Okay, that's just a short video, and that is basically the reaction to the statement made or the promise made, the offer he made rather, Alexander Cummings to invite his international friends to help with the ongoing drug case, and so the government spokesman was asking. But let's hear you, Mr. Wion, beginning with you. Do you think, first let's start establish this. You think that reaction was necessary, was timely, was appropriate?
It's not necessary for the government to always develop so much passion, especially those who are charged with the responsibility to communicate government policy and programs. And like Mr. Kennedy said yesterday, President Boga was right, according to him, to have told the journalists so that if he the purpose of which you are being paid for. And that is why the president said, malfeiters, I leave it with them. So just as the president will not respond to malfeiters, it is also a plan to a bishop, a deputy, a lieutenant, a general. So not also be painters so much energy responding to painters when there are a whole lot more to communicate. So like you said, it was not necessary, not just being untimely, but it was also not necessary at all for Minister of Information or deputy spokesperson of government responding to Alexander Cummings. And the sad thing about it is that this man, they have complained that this man does not even have the number. They have many times said, oh, the man is 1%, 1%. So if you claim that the man is 1%, the man better does not have constituent. But whenever the man speaks, he becomes so concerned. You see it so obligatory to clarify, to respond. So the government is concerned heavily about comments.
Okay, so in your own wisdom, the reaction from the government was not.
The first thing is that when someone criticizes you, it is optional to react or not react. And the government spokespeople or the people at the information ministry have chosen the option to react. So if the government is whoever they criticize is the person that determines to react.
Can I read your question?
Yes.
Cummings offered, he didn't criticize. He offered to contact his international friends.
The first thing,
So I hope he doesn't get me
the
wrong.
first thing perhaps Mr. Cummings did not follow recent developments. I remember quite recently, the Justice Minister met with the Shaji affair at the United States Embassy, and he was fair enough to have admitted that Liberia doesn't have the sophistication when it comes to the kind of situation that is about the cocaine issue, the investigation, the hurdles government faces, and really going deep into how the drugs get in the country. That the U.S. government, gets involved to help the government in terms of going deep into, the investigation to help the government, finds a way out. So the fact that the government, the justice minister, can engage the U.S. official on this, that would suggest that the Liberian government too is interested in getting international partners involved. So what concern, what's anything new? Already the Justice Minister engaged the U.S. official in Western State. It may not be the exact statement, but says something about getting international partners involved. Getting the United States officials and other partners involved in the investigation. So Cummings did not say anything new. What must...
No, if Cummings didn't say anything new,
What? The government is playing games of the investigation. The government is going after the small potatoes, it may not be an exact word, but going to the behind the small people and avoiding the bishops that was supposed to be arrested or called in for investigation. That is to suggest that Cummings are joining a group of ordinary people in the streets who are insinuating that there are officials in government who have linked to the cocaine that is being investigated, and that the government is being selected, is avoiding or doesn't want to name or go after those officials of government is going after their key people, and that's an allegation. Isn't it annoying for a Cummings, a senior politician, the one who contested the president for quite a long time, for many times, to have joined a queue of ordinary people who know little.
Okay.
Who know little to have joined that queue to say the government is shielding.
Okay, so you're saying that the government reaction was necessary.
It was necessary.
Well, let's hear from you, Mr. Fambola.
So let me start by just saying thank you to my brother for alluding to our message last night that the president is now on obligations to respond to comments when he gets to the airport. No, Chief, you don't understand it. We're not debating yet. Let me speak, please. No.
Are you always quoting me at the talk?
The man ain't talk.
Talk what you say or two.
No, Chief. No, stop.
I like to respect the rules.
It's too soon for the heat to start. I'm just trying to allude to you that Danessa, you said that Danessa should have just keep quiet rather than responding, like the president did when the president arrived. But let me say this: the reactions from the government was an opposite and equal reactions to what Mr. Cummings said. First of all, if you as a political player take the national platform to denigrate a process that has already started, that step has been taken. The government of Liberia has already met her counterpart. And it is of no secret, from 2010 when the major drug bust happened in Liberia, the Americans has been involved working with state institutions in transnational crime. So for you to stand on the podium to filibuster, to inform the Liberian people that you have friends out there that you can muscle them to come and help you, to come and help Liberia, I felt that he was trying to play, this whole political gimmick to show that he has this international clout. We don't need it. Mr. Cummings, you've been here for more than 10, 15, 20 years. We've not seen the impact of your friends that you're trying to. No, you hold me, please, because I know you always. Let me learn. No, let them try to speak. Let me learn, please. Yeah. So the whole idea, of coming in here, you want to hold this other issue that's happening in Lofa, you want to do this. I feel this is not the time. Transnational crimes are bigger crimes for just a country to handle. It's beyond Liberia's, territorial limit. Liberia will need other resources. Like they've already reached out to the U.S. that has always been there helping our security apparatus to unravel this kind of issue. If you needed more detail as a state person, you reach out to the state security.
Comrade, so in your wisdom,
100%
reaction
back,
from the government.
100%
Well, let's hear you,
reaction.
Mr. Kennedy.
I told you guys last night in public that Mr. Cummings, seriously, I don't want to go to the other word, but I don't see anything that I got all of that message, as I said last night. The truth is, I love the way Minister Sando responded to him when he said, before your very eyes, $70,000 got missing. Up to now, nobody had any result of the investigation. You guys are international partners. And let me say this to the public. I said it to someone today. By you rising to the top of Coca-Cola does not mean that you got political clout across the world. All right? If you tell me about investment clout, private sector clout, I will listen to you, my God. Rising to the top of Coca-Cola. That place, let me tell you one thing today. A whole NBA, just as Mr. Cummings' whole NBA. If Coca-Cola takes me today in finance, all right, he hosts NBA in finance, the whole NBA in finance. Coca-Cola takes me to them, they hear their CEO. I have nothing more to change that the system is set.
Of course, for 100 years.
The decisions Mr. Cummings made politically in Liberia, it tells me that even when I say that Coca-Cola, they're the business where I spend Mr. Cummings when he was there. Seriously. Political planners throughout. And you want to say you get your friends, which friends now when America already involved in the drugs investigation? Which friend now when the thing are already reached to Interpol? Which friend now you have? Pogola?
Sugar water.
Pogola can investigate this kind of crime.
All right, now,
Yeah,
gentlemen,
so-
let's go around the table. Moses, no, Moses, not
No, Moses, yeah.
let's go around the table again. Briefly. Now, I listened to all of you, your reaction to the question I asked. Now, as a civilized government, as a government
You
that
say
is-
your own now?
I'm coming.
Oh, you asked
I'm
me
about to ask a
something.
question.
Okay.
As a civilized government, as a government that is governing for the people, in the interest of the people, what it would have cost the spokesman of the government to react to coming in this manner. Coming has offered to reach out to its international friends. The government, on the other hand, has already held a meeting with Washington. What it would have cost a spokesperson of a more civilized government, a government being headed by a president of more than 42 years of president, that credibility from Walker is for him. If Daniel Sano had said, well, we heard comments talking about reaching out, we welcome it. We welcome the initiative. This shows that the opposition bloc, including Congress, are now part of this whole effort by the government to rid our country of drugs. What it would have cost the government spokesperson to have answered in that or reacted in that civilized manner? They're always reacting in a more aggressive and combative manner. Let me hear you.
It is addiction. Addiction is one of the driving factors for which every now and then, every spokesperson always react the way they do.
Addition to what?
Addiction to, aggressive response. Addiction to combative response. You know? So, in that description, probably it could be what they think to be one of the best or more official, way of responding to some of the critics. But it is being aggressive. And that is aggression at the top. You understand? And there is something similar that the president himself, as most people when he go to these kind of places, when there are questions, he get cheap. And this is to say, the lieutenants of the president normally follow what their boss does, and because of that, they say, okay, there's a need for us to adapt this. So if they are following the president to the demolition exercise to 77, he told the people that Gordon Begin, and that would be sarcastic. When he followed there, the other situation, he told, well, at the Apple point of returning the country, he said, oh, what didn't happen before will happen now. And I don't have to continue to happen. That was also being sarcastic. But the most recent one, I think over there, so all of these, indicators, all of these variables have been some of the reasons for which the folks at the Ministry of Information always, deem it necessary, and with so much immense passion they have for aggressive response, they do what they do every day.
Okay.
So, but another interesting thing about some of the things they do there is that some of, given democracy, when your critics criticize you on scores of issues, what is required from you as a responsible government is to sit and take a look into all of what they are analyzed, some of which are making sense, and utilize it, some of which that really don't make sense. But when was the last time that members of the opposition have ever said something about the government, and the government, when this spokesperson come up and say, to be very moderate in terms of the response? Never has it been.
Okay, let me read it. Now, Dave, the same question to you. What it would have cost our brother to have been more, to have changed this mode of response this time around? Cummings has offered welcome his offer. It shows that the opposition bloc, I mean, to be more civilized this time around than to appear combative. What's wrong with that?
Exactly want to do the job of that.
You see there? Is that way you can't, Dave? How do you answer questions? Dave, let me ask you. No. Except you want to do the job. David, if I'm serving as Minister of Information, I will choose my words always that nobody will have the thinking that we have crisis with opposition.
Yeah, Sabo.
Nobody will think that way.
Sabo, can I come in now?
No, I mean, let me just say this to you so that you know it. That if I'm serving as even Deputy Minister of Information, I will choose my words rightly and in a more civilized manner. Even if that government will come back to, to push back, you're not even happy. The minister of Sabo. You would have said, no, this guy is more civilized.
Sabo.
Why would have caused if Daniel have gone that way?
Sabo.
Then who's asking?
Sabo. It is the insincerity of Mr. Cummings that provoked Daniel Cummings and Daniel Samuel's reaction. The first thing you were saying that the man offered to Lamin to help the government in bringing international partners. If he was sincere.
1 minute. No, 1 minute. No, I just want to put it on track. You offer, but this is something that has already started. That the government has already started. So what would have caused? I come in now. What would have caused Mr. Daniel Samuel if he has said, we welcome? I mean, it's like making mockery of the man.
We all spoke here. At no time did you interrupt.
But because you're
on track with him.
You're on track with someone. Go ahead.
So the thing is not about your personal the host want to hear.
No, not the host want to hear.
The first thing, Mr. Cummings wasn't sincere. If he was sincere, the first thing he would have done is to visit first the executive or visit the Justice Ministry and offer that and made that offer. He didn't do it, he came public. He came public and even denigrated the government. He didn't even make an offer. He denigrated the government. The government has been selective. The government does not have the willpower. The government is selective. The government is shooting other people and going after the small potatoes. Is that something commendable? Is that something you expected Daniel Samuel to commend Mr. Cummings and say, oh, we accept your offer? So let me say it. So, Cummings sounded combative. He was not sincere. He made a lot of wild allegations against the government of cheating other people and going after other people. That the government is not serious. That the government is not fair with the Liberian people. Is that a fair statement for a man who's supposed to be a statesman?
Okay.
So I kept hearing you say civilized government. So are you telling us that the opposition should be civilized as well?
I don't think you.
No, I did understand you.
No, you're not.
You're trying to draw. You're actually trying to draw in the president's experience in governance, and looking at the whole government architecture as being civilized, so that when people speak, they should take time in the way they respond to those individuals. Because they are civilized.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me now go forward. In addition, you know what you do when you behave civilized. Even if the opposition was coming in an aggressive manner, and you were civilized in having the opposition, you know what you do there? You try to calm the nerves and create the environment for unity and peace.
So let me say
Not
this.
every time the opposition throws stones.
So let me say this.
You are in the driver's seat.
So let me say this.
I will say mine. Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
the opposition you have, it just indicate to you that they themselves are not civilized. And I keep saying this thing. Politics is not Sunday school. It is not where we all go, we sit down, we wait for the pastor to preach, and then we say hallelujah, yeah, you know what, let's go, in your background, be background, I'm not sure that you can say that. No. Politicians use situations that they feel that they can exploit to bounce back or to gain political favor. And in these instances, if the government does not stand to react to them equally, the government will start losing its grip. So whatever, look, like I said, Mr. Cummings is not living in Pluto. Liberia. He read newspaper every day. He saw that the justice minister went to meet the U.S. Sage and they discussed this issue. And there was a press statement issue. He saw that.
Let me hold you there.
He still never there.
Let me hold you there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Granted, he saw that.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
Granted, he knows that.
Yeah.
Now he has acted like he doesn't know.
Okay.
And he has come to offer. If you someone will walk out what you have said,
No.
you make a mockery of him.
No, we don't
You
want to
make a
do
mockery
that.
of me.
No.
Okay, let me hold you.
No.
Let me hold you. Let me hold you. No.
Then I understand that you will be mockery.
Let me hold you. Judge can hear you. We have to.
Please allow me to address one thing. I can answer it there. Answer your question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Last night on the show, when I said Mr. Cummings was being political, and I said what I said, that's the right person I'm going to be on the show.
But you know who called and said I was?
Yeah, Moses. Moses and others said
You always attacking Moses.
Moses and others said I was being political. I was drawing the man into politics. So when they were introducing the man to give that particular speech, when his spokesman for his political party, now I played in the chat room, I told him to play it. Let Mr. Sandy hear, maybe he might hear it. So you will know that man spoke as a politician, as standard bearer of the political party.
Please just don't talk about it.
Now, not come to the issue.
I give it to him.
I asked you for this, and you agree, right? Let me say this. I don't want to go repeat what Mr. Tabe said. I don't want to go repeat what Mr. Famula has said already. But I can say this to you. The only thing I don't want from the Ministry of Information is to insult anybody, use those harsh words, insults on any politician, on any citizen. But in terms of responding to the issue and exposing the weaknesses of you guys, it's very civilized, and you guys try to draw the acknowledging, which I don't agree, that it will be civilized if the government address the opposition like this or respond to the opposition like this. That means you say that the government is not civilized. That's the contrary. That Minister Sando was not civilized the way he responded to Mr. Cummings. I said no. Mr. Cummings was not civilized the way he addressed the issue that he thinks it is, because he was very dishonest.
Okay, you made your point. Moses, let's hear you. I'm sure you've been following the program, so I can come in and then we'll transition quickly.
Yeah, give me a little bit late, and I just got in the middle of this. But I'm seeing after you guys talking about the deputy minister's response or the statement from Mr. Cummings.
Yeah,
Right?
surely. Go ahead. The question I asked, Mr. Sandy, let me just bring you up to speed. The question I asked regarding that, I'm asking whether the reaction from the government through the deputy minister, whether that reaction is necessary, what is timely, what is appropriate.
I will go with whether the response from the deputy minister is appropriate. And I will let the side with you. The deputy minister did not come across as civil. He was dismissive. Somebody offered a help. And instead of speaking to the help, he said it comes from nowhere. You speak for the government of Liberia. When someone raises an issue, you guys don't speak to them. Your followers don't speak to the issues. Stability is part of life. That's how you stand out in a positive way. Come on, son of Mr. Cummings. It is good that you have offered to do this. This is what we want to see the opposition do. Don't dismiss people. If we little than that, and Donald Trump has no way. I don't know why I'm going to take Donald Trump to lay. A prominent member of the Unity Party has raised concern about the aggressive way you guys are responding in terms of government communication. And still you people do learn. Tomorrow you will find the phone and say, who is Moses Sandy? It's not an issue. Moses telling you he's civil.
on repeating what you said, but from my own perspective, like I said, again, now
I just want to ask you, sir, was there any Bukhari today in the police statement?
Please, the man has spoken. You spoke yours, the man spoke it. The man speak mine.
I just asked you.
It's my turn.
Yeah, but was there no Bukhari
It's my
today?
turn. It's my turn.
When you're the host, you have to.
No, it's my turn to speak. I can give my views on this. That way, if I
I
do
just
have-
asked you because if we allow misinformation to stay on the airway on the show,
Comrade,
it's not helping for the show.
comrade,
Yeah.
comrade. The mayor has spoken. The mayor has spoken. Let me have time to speak now. Again, like I said, in any government, in any civilized administration, you always find a way. You always find a way to calm the nerves between you and the opposition bloc. It's not every time people speak or opposition members speak and then you go after them. That's the same thing Senator Daba Vapila was talking about. There are a lot of positive things happening. As you speak, the government has, if I'm not mistaken, paid more than 75% or 65% of government workers far before the 26th. How many of the government media talking about this? But all the information minister people do, as soon as Congress speaks, they run after Congress. Opposition speak, usually run after opposition. That's not a way to do government communication. Not at all. And that's the same thing, like I said, Senator Papula was talking about. As a civilized government, they make it into, look, let me offer bringing in our people. Already, the Minister of Justice and the U.S. and the officials, they've already spoken. What is wrong in telling or reacting to Mr. Cummings or responding to Mr. Cummings saying, look, yes, Mr. Cummings spoke, we welcome what he has said, and it just shows that, the opposition branch, they are part of the effort being made by the government to rid our country of. What is wrong with that being moderate and peaceful? That does not create a situation that we are battling each other in this country. Already the country is polarized. Gentlemen, that's what we are saying. Nobody's against Daniel Sano or wants his job. But already the country is polarized. When we speak, we should speak in a way to unite the country. Those who are in opposition, they are Liberians. Besides, you, the government, you are in the double seat. Anything sparks now, that's what the people will look at. That's what the outside world will look at. This is about right. You should have calmed the nerves. You should have prevented this from happening. Yes, every time, gentlemen, that an opposition people speaks, then we all go after him. We criticize him. We call him names. That's wrong, PR. PR is doing good and letting the public know. There are a lot of good things that the government is doing. Let's focus on them. As government communicators. Gentlemen, don't try to
Can I make an interjection?
No.
Can I make an interjection?
No, let me answer a question.
No.
Let me answer. No, I can't. No. That's not interjection.
Why would you
Let
say
me
no?
answer a question. I didn't hear any proceedings.
Right.
No, I didn't.
Right.
Let me answer. No.
I think it's
Gentlemen, we have to. No, we have to follow. No.
Just 1 minute.
No, 1 minute. We have a constitution.
Just 1 minute, sir.
No, 1 minute. You always talk about time. We got the constitution, did we? No, 1 minute. You listen to the night on me. We don't come there. 105. 105.
They didn't hear any possibility.
But I answer that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you're honest about that.
And our listeners of Viewers Kindly share the show. This is what we do on the night time heat. Kindly share the show so that your friends, your relatives, and loved ones, your partners can also follow what's happening tonight on the program. Now, gentlemen, today the House of Representatives passed additional 16 seats. That was a recommendation from a committee headed by Representative Rubio Kuya. Yeah. He headed a committee, and today the committee was able to submit his report. At the end of the day, members of the House of Representatives, about 6 of them, if I'm speaking, passed on his recommendation that there should be additional 16 seats to the already 73 seats that we have. just be sure on the fact of members of the lower house were involved with this, considering our economic status in science.
Well, I think the community needs to be more clear in terms of maybe I know the family they will try to give more, basic information in terms of what are the variables, the indicators that are influence the decision. Because as a country, as a House of Representatives, we have already 73 lawmakers that will go say they are almost an extra revenue on our budget. You understand? Say a committee coming up with posting additional 16 seats. We added on already, existing 73. I think that's huge. But again, there might be some issues, there might be some, variables, factors that are influence the decision, like I said. And I don't want to begin to say, oh, I know these variables, until probably the committee can be more, informative in terms of what have influenced that decision, to our recommended 16 additional seats. So for now, that is all I can say.
Okay, let me
It's going to be more economic burden on our country. Just have a budget, little, 1 billion for the first of a kind, avoiding additional seats. Most of our budget will be targeted just what we call it, recurring expenditures on salaries of lawmakers. I mean, that is so concerning.
Okay, David, that's it.
Now, what I want to know is that you talk about what must have influenced your decision. What I understand is that the decision is influenced by the last results of the census. The census results influence their decision. And if it is what the Constitution or the law calls for, then you know we're wrong. The fact that if the census results is what they are basing their decision on, I guess they too know that adding additional seats to the already bloated number of lawmakers in the legislature, I don't think their intention is to burden the government. Well, they have to take that decision because what the law says, what the law requires. That after the census, they noted that there should be no additional seats added. To be honest with other people who are not represented in the legislature, that's how I see it.
Okay, Moses, let's hear you if you want to comment on this quickly.
Yeah, look, quickly what I would like to say is that I do not see a necessity of the expansion of the government, especially at the level of the legislature. Why do we need additional legislative seats? Those who are currently in the legislature, what is their productivity level? What have they accomplished in terms of lawmaking? A lot of those people are sending over there. I don't want to put them down. But if you were to go in there and ask them, do you know what it takes to be here? A good number of them will not tell you. My brother family is a lawyer. What are you over there? Some of you go to the legislature. I did. A good number of our people who go in the house don't even know what the legislative body of government is. They have a struggling economy and you create additional seats. Sometimes we have to build more. Why do you want to expand the government to the point that you don't have the resources to sustain what you already have? Look at your schools. People go to hospitals. They are held as hostages. And people still talking about creating additional legislative seats. The question is, what are these people coming to do? Did you factor in the financial burden? I think it is preposterous, man. Let's stop it.
Okay. Josh?
Yeah, I know why you want to leave the councillor a lot, but sometimes we can be very political and forget about the legal issue, constitutional issue. I'm not a lawyer, I always said this. But sometimes we can do little research. Article 39 of the Constitution, of course, I gave the that census is done, there will be redistricting, there will be new districts created. That census always falls after every 10 years. All right? Article 80C and Article 80D set the threshold of 20,000 for electoral districts. All right? But there was a resolution passed, I think, during my legislative that increased that threshold to around 35,000. All right? To support so that the district, the 20,000 will turn into more districts. All right? So they did that time at the legislature. I was a reporter at that time. So I'm not going to be here and be the devil advocate. All right? So I saw that our constitution says no matter how many districts we want to create, they should not exceed 100 seats. The constitution. And you know, it's strictly in the same Article 80D. So after the census during President Williams, 2022 census, the legislature was not able to redistrict, create a new district. All right. So at the end of the day, it was deferred because they were almost going to election. So they deferred it. So by law, this legislator 55th has to create that district. Okay. So look at certain facts. The law says, what I'm reading, the law says that it should not exceed 100. I don't care what that's not what I mean. The constitution says can go to any number, but our constitution says, provided that the number of seats created should not exceed 100. It's going to 89 after the 2022 census. This new creation is acting on the census of 2022. Let's talk about the economic aspect. For every political representation per the population, it has economic impact on the people. It has the opportunity for access, it has the opportunity for job creation, it has the opportunity for representation, a lot of other things. It's true. Right now, Nigeria budget is still small, but we are on an incremental trajectory. The more represented the people are in running the affairs of their country, the easier the people have access to leadership, the easier the people have access to economic opportunity, the easier they will have their voices heard. If we say, oh, it shouldn't happen, we should just leave it. We'll be breaching major components of our provisions in our constitution. So I think that we should respect the constitution and then go on to amend it. So for now, leave it with attorney at law. I'm not a lawyer.
So it is both ways. There is a legal aspect to this, which of course my brother Josh Kennedy alluded to the constitutional aspect. And the constitution remains supreme. Whatever the constitution says, we are obligated to actually abide by it until it gets amended or those articles get repealed. But the thing is that you can look at it from the economic standpoint, looking at the extra burden that it will bring on the state resources. Already we are actually spending close to 90 or 95% of our resources on recurrent expenditure. Meaning that we are leaving away most of those basic social services, relying on donors and foreign partners to do it for us. I would think that the legislature at this point in time, yes, agreed that the Constitution gave them the authority to do so, but they should have looked at the economic reality in the country and say, look, since the Constitution says 20,000 threshold, and then we came up with a resolution to say we carry to XYZ amount, why not we come up with another resolution again to say, push the number up to 75,000 or even 100,000 per district. In that way, it helps us to save us the extra money that we take to pay that 16 group of people at this point in time, because again, there are a lot of economic reality that the country is faced with. So basically, for me, the legal debate, yes, is open, but already it is good that the debate has already started within the upper house, because I listened to some of the demand today already has started to challenge, the legality in the lower house carried on this one. I think he was giving a stuff for Article 20D or something. But however it is, we are human. Human being wrote this law. When they wrote the law in 1986, 85, 83, 84, 85. The economic reality at that time was different from what it is to today. The expansion of the country, the opening of the country to the internet was different than what it is today. You go to some of these districts, you barely see social services, you barely see schools, you barely, come across the things that the people need to grow. I would have basically based this on the current legislature trying to use the law. I would base it on the current legislators or people within certain authority that are trying to protect certain seat for themselves based on whatever is happening. I think for now it's not timely at all.
Thank you. Now, and that's the where I'll go now. The next question. And let's go around. Gentlemen, considering the situation of the face, yes, our body had grown 1.7 billion, but if you look at our expenditure, we like our colleague said, it's not enabling us to provide the sort of basic social services that we should for our people. Rather, depending on government. Now, the document has been sent to the Senate. Do you think, and let me begin with you, Mr. Williams, is it feasible now? Yes, the law provides for that. But considering what we said economically, and considering our responsibilities as a country to our people, as a government to our people, let the president today, let the leadership of the Senate. It's all about discussing how we can achieve together. Consider where we are. Is that recommendation timely now? Adding additional 60 seats, expanding the government?
It has no economic implication on our budget. And I said that initially. Obviously, it is not timely. And this is why the government needs to be more intentional about some of the key priorities in the middle of this kind of high, global crisis. I don't want to limit this to what Liberia because it's a whole high global crisis of economy on increase. The inflation is skyrocketing, and you have our legislature trying to infuse, also establish additional seats. Let's do some basic math. You can let 16 of you take it from there, minimum 5,000 as the normal salary. Even discussing what the target for each of these people, annually for this 16 workers. Just one salary, 5,000, excluding extra other benefits. A subtract that from our budget, you know the straight of that. Just to put into the salary, into the
In addition, there are staffers.
there are staffers coming to do whatever legislative function that may come and go with the office. You understand? Like Mr. Kennedy said, it is that as it was possible during the past legislatures or the 54th national legislature, now the 55th, they also say, look, let's do a resolution and say, look, we passed the people's resolution was about 25 or 35%, 35,000 population to come to the district. So we can probably push it to a little bit of 40,000. By doing that, you'll be absorbing the increased population in other districts to fall under a particular constituent or constituency. Once that is done, you will not see the need to even establish additional districts. The economic implication is hard. So we still have jobless, I'm not saying still. There are lots of jobless, citizens. We still have teachers who are volunteering. We still have nurses who are volunteering. We still have officers of the LGA who are still volunteering. You understand? But we have a legislator who are so the group of people who are so passionate about creating additional fallback position. Because that is like in the world of Mr. Formula, which I believe too strongly, technically that is a complete fallback position somewhat. Because if in District 14, for instance, when they do the demarcation, they do the enumeration, and District 14
mistaken, will win. That is a complete fallback position, and it is not strategic. It is not timely. It is not necessary. It is not as important as compared to incorporating those volunteer health workers on payroll. Okay. Incorporating those volunteer officers on payroll as a matter of now. These are concerns of urgency, and it got to be addressed. Okay. Dave.
Yeah. In all fairness, I agree with the position of Anthony Law, and I agree with.
Initially, you said so long the law allows for that, it should happen.
I said that.
You're not giving me
Can we speak on it again?
I said that decision is influenced by the law.
And the fact that it's influenced by the law, it should
Don't be worried about
That's what you said, man.
Give me a chance. Give me a chance. The fact that I've listened to my colleagues recently, and this is why I agree. I mean,
Initially, you didn't agree.
Sabo, it is reasoning. It is common reasoning, Sabo. I said the decision was influenced by law. And that's a fact. They are not in no way wrong. But after having listened to Family and know that, yes, of course, what the law demands, but looking at the economic burden that would bring on the government, and considering the fact that they are schools in the interior, in our own.
Didn't you know that? You run the political agenda. Didn't you know that?
You don't want to give me unnecessary hard time. That is not a problem.
You didn't know that?
And so, quite recently, a group of black citizens in the United States, they had to send money down to fix armchairs, to lift children from the bare floor.
In Grand Cru.
In Grand Cru, specifically Picnics.
It's a poor PR.
Picnics inside. Oh, my.
It's a poor PR.
But that was but that's an issue.
It's not after the other case. It should be happening.
It's an issue case.
No, it's not. It's not an issue case. That issue case where you keep the cheapest.
So yes, of course, that's an old-age problem.
But he keep the cheapest.
That the government has come. The government will not change everything overnight.
No, not change
everything overnight. I mean, look, that's very interesting. Summer. Well, this guy talked about the government's priorities. What for the government, is living up to its promises that it made. We're talking about priorities. The government promised that it would rehabilitate and build roads. Isn't it doing that? The government said it would have fought corruption. Isn't it fighting corruption? The government said it would have established a war and economic crime. Isn't the process on? So, I mean, I disagree with him when he's trying to say mockingly that the government is swaying away from its priorities. I disagree. The fact that what we're talking about is it's coming recently that the fact that years ago the law allows that for the legislators to create additional.
But the time, it's not time.
But the timing, is what is wrong.
Okay,
that's the reason I'm like.
Come on, let's hear from you, a legal mind.
So let me say this. First of all, my brother need to understand we are talking about the legislature.
You have so many brothers here. We should.
You have me,
Mr.
William, yes. We have 3 branches of the government. What is happening is actually structured within the legislature. It's within their purview, not the executive. So when that law is completed, when it shall pass the 2 houses, then before it goes to the executive to sign and put it into end bill, then now you can say it is the government as a whole. But as it is, it's just a branch of the government that's now trying to do what push whatever they want to do. And you cannot pin that on the executive branch of government because they're not part of that. So I just wanted to correct that. However, like I said, we need to ask ourselves as a country, like rightly said, what do we want? How do we want to transform our country? It is not just about you being a lawmaker. We have about 73 of them in the lower house. How many of them have you put for the bill on that floor for the past 3 years? Let's be realistic. And I have been opportune to have gone through some of the most difficult counties in this country. Like David said, I went to Grand Cru. with the light shining on me. I got down from the car. I got down and cried when I saw kids sitting on the bare floor. It was raining that day. A colleague of mine called Michael Zulukon, he said to me, I don't know that you're this fragile, you put to cry. When I saw those kids sitting on the bare floor in a attached house, I felt so bad. And this was in Grand Crew. Next door to the home of that time, the Pro-Tem. I'm not trying to fabricate. I'm just saying things that these are factual things. So all of the representation that we are making is being filled in Monrovia in the big cars. How many of these people go back home to even know what's happening there? And I said to myself, this man who is the Pro-Tem, I see the kind of lavish lifestyle he's living, what he's doing. Just 10% of the cost of that car that he's driving can transform that little school in that town. I even ask people, how do you guys manage here? They say, oh, they can get on bike to leave from that town to go to Plymouth to go and charge phone. Wow. And yet, this has always been the big guys, the people who think that they went to school, they educated, they come, they sit down and decide, oh, let's go there, divide the place, let's do protection. I know that we all want to run. So since we're adding one new district, then we don't go on that side, and then I will stay on this side. It's not helping us. And this is why I like the debate that the current judiciary has now put forward, that we need to look at the Constitution, we need to look at our law, we need to change some of these laws, or even we need to rewrite the Constitution. Since 1986, do you know how many years have passed? Our current civil procedure law and criminal procedure law is rooted in our Constitution. We need to change all of those laws.
Okay. Thank you. For me, I'm here to look at the issue. While it's true that I agree that adding new day space would create the current cost, which is normal. I also believe that creating new day space satisfy what we call constitutional and governance benefits. They bring constitutional and governance benefits. And these things were primarily brought up through the 2022 census. The imbalances were brought up through the 2022 census that was conducted. Most of these districts we're talking about, look at Saraya district, for example, where I'm from. Saraya and also are now combined. That district became in Bomi County. They have one representative. I tell you no joke. Saraya district became in Bomi County. As a county. In Bofa. How big are the places?
Where's the population there?
There were two electoral districts before.
Yeah.
Saraya district was different from Zoso district before, but now they are combined. Because of the same demographic increase in by that census. By that resolution that increased the population from 20,000 to 35,000. All right. So the two districts had to combine to produce one representative. But we'll see what happens if someone is elected from Saraya district. What does that person do in the whole Zoso district that was like that? If someone that Bian Hawa was there the last administration, go see what he did in the Saraya side, and go see when after my Saraya district and what they're doing on that side. These are the imbalances that this act, this law, this census tend to resolve. If government is afraid of the current cost because of representation, that's a problem. Representation is very critical for government. People are not adequately represented. You know what they do? They tend to be angry. They have the propensity to lead to insecurity. So we should balance the argument. I agree. As someone who said economics, I agree. I know that every time you create one district, you are creating what we call
So we should address the imbalances at the detriment of the.
No. Your revenue envelope, our revenue envelope is not static. It's all incremental levels. The time was in 600 million, we didn't talk about this. Time was, if I were in 600 million, we created this place, 400, 500 million, we created this place. I think it's a bit 54, right?
Yeah,
We went to 73.
So your concern is we should address the imbalances,
The
right?
imbalances, because the last time I think was 54 or 64, we carried the 73. Our economy did not break down, our representation did not break down. Now with 1.2 billion, we say we cannot settle these imbalances. I disagree.
President, let me kind of Moses transition.
You know, I like the part he talks about. Look, a representative has only three functions, three cardinal functions: representation, lawmaking, and oversight. It is not for the representative to go and develop the district. If we start to push that argument, it means that we are actually giving these guys the MasterCard to go in there and do whatever they want to do so that they can be able to build structure in the district. It is for them to appropriate laws. It is for them to appropriate resources to develop those areas. The argument is that it is not about the size of the place. Like when you go to places, when I drove to places in Grand Crew, so now you drive 2-3 hours, nobody there, dense forest. I do understand that, right? It is about
They're trying to cancel you now. So
it is about the size of the people. That's why I'm saying, look, how can we have a country where to be a senator, some people win with 200 votes? One time I was talking with one of my Nigerian friends, and then he just started to laugh. He said some of the people who calling themselves senators won with 200 votes. He said that's a joke. He said even for a local government election in Nigeria, sometimes talking about 1 million, 2 million people.
But they're
plenty, you know. So the idea is that, look, let us not burden the already overstretched little envelope we have. Let's take that money and put it more into the development of the people. Let's say, look, if we're going to take $80,000 to pay 16 additional person at the rate that will call, all right, in 6 years' time. So every year we take that 80,000 and see we put it in 2 schools in Grand Crew. Every year, the other year we will take that 80,000 and put it in 2 schools in Cape Mount, instead of place. Do you know what you'll be doing? Rather than paying people to be driving BB cars here, go to such and say nothing.
Okay, all right. So you see, it's good to call the core function of these people is then knowing the meaning. What do we mean by representation?
To represent
No, we need to represent them.
what it means. What
Representation is not just about representing the people. It's about bringing the needs of the people to the table. During the budget.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking here because it's a representation, oversight, and lawmaking. My father was a representative of Salary District. My father was the person created Salary District, who led the creation of Salary District. So please, get a chance. People are speaking here.
Don't let someone split you.
Speaking logic to this thing.
It's already.
Represent. No, it's good. Now I made a show to people. Okay, he had not covered that. Me, I covered that. I grew up in the legislative home. And when you can begin, the journalists are now covering the legislature. So that one make it very good. When they say that man is representing these people, it's not just for him that because the people go behind them representing them. It's about their economic interests, their well-being, so economic, social well-being, infrastructure, everything well-being. That's it. That is why that lawmaker is representing those people in the budget. That is why he advocates for development for his district to go in that budget for things to happen in his district. If that district is so big and that population is so wide, you will find that when that envelope is small, that lawmaker will do certain area where he has place, and you see the other side to be what it is, as he's saying, right? So let's look at this thing. I said, I'm not doing intellectual injustice here. I said, I agree. New districts lead to what? Increased recurrent costs. But these are also the benefits on the other side.
Okay.
They're trying to argue.
All right, let me go with them. Moses, come in quickly so we can transition.
Okay. very interesting discussion. You know, I listened to all of you guys, and the argument is very interesting. Like all of you have said, yes, it is true that the law provides for that. That is not debatable. But the question now comes, do we have the resources? Do we have the means? In life, there's what they call needs and wants. Your wants are your basic essentials. Those that you just cannot live without. So whenever you have money, those are the things that you pay for first. And your wants are your craving, taking expensive vacation. Buy a pair of sneakers that cost $1,000. Driving a vehicle that costs $45,000. You may need a vehicle, but you don't necessarily need a $45,000 vehicle. So, and this is the problem that we have in our country. Our leaders cannot separate the two. Like in this case, it is true that the law provides that there has to be, when you see a growth in your population, now we need to ask ourselves, do we have the resources? Do we have the money to pay these people, to provide logistics for them? We don't. We have a budget of $1.2 billion. Can we sustain what we're asking for? God, let me simplify this for you. You can earn a six-figure salary and still be poor. Why? Your financial management is poor. If you are spending, say $500 every time you go to the nightclub, you can be earning six-figure salary and still be poor. But if you are budgeting and managing the little you have, you will have good money in your bank account. That is what we need to do as a country. Nobody is not saying that it is wrong to create, but what we are saying, we do not have the money. Our lawmakers need to go back and discuss this. We don't have the resources. Look at your hospitals, your schools. Go to your public offices. Do you have running water? All of your bathrooms are dysfunctional. Do you have the money? Everybody tending to hold the Chinese, the Jamaicans, the German government, the Americans. You continuously begging. But guess what? You're increasing more problem for your people. I mean, let's be reasonable, man. Let me stop there, my brother. Let's be reasonable.
So the last one, let's be reasonable. Maybe the other people disagree with you are not reasonable. Sometimes words matters, right? So let's say this. Let's say this, and I keep saying it. And watch me. What we're saying here, maybe you can bring some critical minds who do something this and that. We all agree recurring costs will grow. We agree. But for someone to try to make it like this is demonic, is debris, it's not good. We were at 500 to 600 million budget. Both recurring, okay, and non-recurring revenue. We increase our districts by 19 from 54 to 73. You get it? Let me do this analysis for you. Do the math at 60 million when you increase from 54 to 73. That's 19.6 different. You go to 1.2 billion, you add in 16. You say, no, you don't have money. There you go.
What are you arguing this? Is it like you got interest in money?
No, if I want to run, at least someone call me. Let me say this one people are saying.
Not exactly.
Let me say this.
No,
you ask this question. Let me address that question.
You address the question.
Yeah.
You know exactly that this is not family.
It is.
Considering
When?
And one minute. Considering the priorities we have, considering our need to provide, our effort to provide basic social services, you know that there's not family. You know how many kids in people that were not in school,
So
still sitting on
you
their
know
floor.
why I don't put most of the
No, I'm coming, comrade.
representation
I'm
issue.
coming. That's not representation.
It
Why-
is.
why
It is
why
part
are
of
you
the
arguing
problem.
this?
It is part of the problem. And let me say this to you.
Do you have any intention to run?
Let me say this. Let me
But we
answer
should
your
argue
question.
it.
Let me
Yeah.
let me answer
Yes
your
or
question.
no? I don't know. Yes or no.
My father
No, I'm not talking
was
about
the
finance.
lead in creating salary district. They need the Kennedy family. They need George Kennedy, John Kennedy.
So you want to go
That need is
continue
a
with the
hustle.
league?
The day I
You wanna go
just
continue
I
with
say
the
I'm going to
league?
contest.
Yeah.
That's how they should put call and tell you to put.
All right,
But let me
go.
say this. Let me. You ask me a personal question that I have answered. But let me say this. We should not. Someone can deduct 700 million from 1.2 billion. Is that not 500 million different? 500 million different. When we're at 500 to 600 million, we created 19 districts. That's additional 5 to 600 million dollars.
Okay, let me
and we
read
say
it.
our person not
Let
be
me read
represented.
it, comrade. Let me read it.
I'm not agree with that.
Let me come to Moses Cody and come to you.
Yes, so,
Yeah.
I do not agree with
yeah,
that.
let me just say something quickly. And George, with all due respect to you, I beg to differ, my brother. This is becoming redundant. You know, we have said this repeatedly, and you still make the case that, oh, our envelope is big, our envelope is big. But are you also taking into consideration what have come along with the big financial envelope that you have? Out of your financial burdens.
You
When was the last time you went to detention? Have you not heard about people going to detention? And
Yes,
they
we said
die?
Phoebe. Phoebe has
no,
been closed.
please.
The president just ordered the reopening of Phoebe.
Please,
But government into
please, Mr. Sandy, technically, tell what the audience, I mean, I know the lawmakers creating one district. A lot of people that come with the lawmakers, but when it comes to reasonability, for me, I can really say, you are actually technically sounding more redundant. Because I told you here, we're at 600 million, created 19 districts. That number, listen to it again, we're at 5 to 600 million, created 19 additional districts from 54 to 73. We are at 1.2 billion. We talk about creating 16 districts. It means that we are going down. Our law says, Mr. Let me repeat again, Mr. Sandy. Our law says we can only start to 100. We should never exceed 100.
Okay,
until amend,
let me
until
hold you
we
there.
carry on constitutional amendment.
Yeah,
So please,
stay on
that's the thing.
stay on economic implication. If you look at the first covenant, it's challenged in terms of basic social services, even to Starbucks in central administration.
Even office space.
You understand? The entire capital building does not have sufficient office space in terms of offices that will contain these additional 16 lawmakers in their Starbucks.
We'll go after Chinese again.
Coordinate them, even the capital building that had gotten on fire some part of 2024, and we don't even have budget to renovate. We're seeking donor funding to renovate that.
Then we turn on bringing additional 16%.
So you will see the dishonesty
Kennedy is supporting it.
to donor partners
Because he wants to run.
when we are still pleading with donor partners to help renovate that capital building that got on fire, and then at the same time we're talking about the legislature does not even have sufficient buses to commute their Starbucks. These are broad-day challenges, and the court should be more concerned about these kind of challenges instead of creating additional seats that will serve as a fallback position for them technically. And I say it's wrong.
All right, so let's try the transition. Let's try the transition.
So that
We can.
that analogy is just all for flawed.
Okay, thank you.
You know what I would say?
Thank you,
I
flawed.
know you spoke
Comrade.
from one to say
No, comrade.
say this.
Comrade.
All right.
I didn't ask you this.
All right,
I know you are very passionate.
I would deal with that situation at the end of this discussion. You already have a little detail right there.
Yes, I know you are very passionate. I know you want to run. Let
I know the lawmaker, fellow then will come in tonight and they tell you.
I want to run Insano too, so that way can.
Oh,
Now, so gentlemen, let's start.
I forgot something. Please, I read in our chat room a few minutes ago. I saw the communication from the Chief Justice of the Republic of Nigeria.
Oh yeah, sure.
Where he has
I'm waiting for the close of the program.
assigned our colleague, Mr. Pamela, to Brankemore County to be inducted to the Bar Association of Brankemore County. No, I want to get a start. You know, thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, sorry, I don't remember the interference. Yeah, sorry.
Again, congratulations. You don't have to live there. You can tell everything outside. We can tell everything outside there. Now, gentlemen, we listen to, and I don't know what about the Bishop can get some reviews of Woman Pay, or Woman Pay was firing the vice president. You got some reviews there? And no, we haven't discussed anything. No, don't come hold me yet, please. Don't hold me yet. Don't come on the table yet. Don't come on the table. You can't be talking to me. So we need some reviews. Now the point is, gentlemen, yes, Woman Pay this is firing. We said a lot of things, to found allegations against the vice president. But over the weekend we saw that the vice president paid a visit. When everything I do first, then why you look for the video? The vice president paid a visit at the home of the residence of Mr. Woman Pay. First, let's get Mr. Woman Pay trying to work on the vice president. Then we get the vice president. There also should look for some of the things where Woman Pay was found, because we have to discuss whether the really smoke the peace points. Actually, what are they going? Because you've seen that as well.
I want to say thank you to your wife. I know they're going Sunday. We're at my house. And I know what on Sunday? Thursday we're at my house. And I told you Sunday I come to the house. But I thought to come quietly. Unfortunately, I came, I see people, I say, oh, look at they play with Aaron, no having internet. But I'm happy to be here. You know, there are many people who don't know our connection. Traditionally, Wema is my uncle.
Thank you.
Remember, my father was around to here. And good thing, Wema always supported me every election I ever went to. Whatever represented in 2011, I remember 2010, my first time in the year when they moved here, I was running to be represented. I came to him, we sat down at the parao. We thought he said, my man, go, he got my support. 2017, he was the chairman of Unity Party. He made sure there was no candidate against me in Gambia. 2020, I was running for the Central seat. He was the first person I called. He came to my house that day. He, François, Maya Tuma, were three. He said, he said, everything I've seen, you can pull it, go for it. So he has supported me all through. I know everybody here because the people here have some kind of small thing. You know, when the people don't get that, the believe there, I like the way you do the people that can be wrong. So when the people were fighting and one of my security went to me and said, oh, you see what I'm talking? I was passing the thing. Everybody come and say, nobody say what? You all leave it. And for sure, because I knew. You know, hey man, I can't do me, blood at me, anything in my power. So we came to the hall that day, he came to my hall, we talked, all our things there, we all read.
Okay, so gentlemen, that was the vice president. We've done a super okay get it. Woman Pay's reception committee, and also we can get some tips also. Woman Pay appeared on Spoon Talk. But this is the situation, gentlemen. There are a lot of things that Woman Pay said, including the vice president being responsible for him losing his job. A lot, he said. Now, the vice president said, this is him, he considers Woman Pay as his uncle. Now, those profound statements or profound allegations, multiple allegations. At one point in time, Woman Pay said that the vice president called him up one time and said, look, when the whole doctor was one of them, they can't use the wife so as to cover up what the wrong document has made. vice president and the current deputy speaker working together, maybe to create limbo into a political party tomorrow. A lot is said and deep allegations. You think they really smoke a peace pipe? You think they're going to sustain what they smoke? Let it be.
Well, now the smoke of peace pipe. There is one thing that remains clear in the public, and that is the vice president, for whatever reason, given the level of allegations being made by a prominent member and a prominent member of the United Party. He as the vice president is concerning his trouble.
Okay.
That allegation lives in the minds of some Liberians. And if you ask me yet, the vice president is under obligation to clarify as to whether those allegations are Woman Pay, whether they are true or not. But this is another thing for which, or this is what his visit has also constituted. Truthfully, his visit was untimely. And the second aspect is his visit constituted, in my opinion, a sign of guilt. You cannot have a certain vice president who is a son of member, and you had Wilmot Pay, who is also a son of member, being the minister then at the Ministry of Lands and Mines. Mines and Energy. Mines and Energy. Then went out of job. He was dismissed. Came on radio, said a whole lot of things about the vice president being responsible for his dismissal. When Womope was dismissed, the vice president never visited Womope in public. Apparently, he did it in absence of a couple of times. I don't know. And I believe if he had done so, Womope would have said it when he appeared on phone. He never visited Womope. The visit came back after Womope had taken this issue to the press, to the public. He had made a wild range of allegations about the vice president being being the one orchestrating his dismissal
all the time.
So when the man said all of that thing about the vice president said he reserved all comment. Day after, Womope said the traditional people have called him to investigate whatever the case is. So he will go before his people. The following week, the vice president paid a visit to Womope. What does that show? Is it a sign of guilt? Yes. Okay. Let me hold you. Dave, let's hear from you.
I think we're missing something here.
What are we missing here?
I heard in the video that there were women who visited the vice president's house.
Yeah.
And the vice president reciprocated by also visiting him in the midst of all that. You should let's get that one.
He said it.
Yeah, he said it.
But people will not visit without the impact, without an impact.
That's another issue.
You know that?
Another issue.
No, I mean that's an issue.
Another issue.
They will not go there. They will not go there without the impact, without an impact from the vice president. They will not just go to the vice president's house. Get out of the back of their mind.
Well, initially, somebody said that you have a civilized government that should be civilized. We have to what the vice president has done has demonstrated a high degree of civilization. And besides that, the vice president is not a vindictive person because the vice president demonstrated that he's not a vindictive person. After all what's being said about him, the people.
Were they all lies or
Never asked.
At no time did you interrupt me. Right, but the fact that you interrupt me.
Right.
So this is the issue.
I didn't talk to Will.
This is the issue. This is a woman that made a lot of inelegant comments against the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. The vice president didn't take it out. In fact, I heard him say, some of the people or boys will not react. He said, no, you leave it. Because he's not a vindictive person. He's a civilized man, or official of government, who did not think to have whatever people must have said to him. You talked to him. He visited his house. And he shook hands. You heard the applauses in the background. I just imagine the environment in which they were sitting. That means that he does not hold anything against Mr. P. Mr. P made his wild allegations, whether they were true or not. The vice president was doing it, and it's still like an olive branch, and they accepted it. In fact, if you heard it in the recordings, you notice that he was elated. The fact that the vice president stopped by his house to extend an olive branch, he was elated. It's something like he anticipated from his mood, the mood that he exhibited, even though we weren't there, but the recording can tell you what the mood was. So that tells you how the vice president has been dated. He's a civilized.
Okay, you said that already. Let me hear you.
So that's the
I don't want to.
that's the point.
So let me say this first, and I will give a disclaimer. I know the vice president very well. Happens to be someone who I'm close to. I know we don't play very well. But let me say this. I don't know when last the vice president became the one to employ people and dismiss them in the government. It is strictly the prerogative of the president. The Constitution lays.
Who are you responding to? Woman P, right?
No. I'm responding to your no.
Woman P said it.
No, I'm coming at you. I'm responding to what he said, that when the vice president being the vice president, when Woman P got dismissed, he, the vice president from NIMBA, Woman P from NIMBA, he didn't do this, he didn't do XYZ. But the vice president said in that statement that Woman P went to his house to visit him after all of that statement.
Based on his invite. How do you know that?
I'm coming to
Why
you.
not Woman P not going to the vice?
He didn't say based on an
It's
invite.
possible.
If you listen to the vice president, chief, hey, boss man, when you're speaking here, you don't give me problem. You like to speak.
Go ahead. Go there and make time with me. Go ahead.
You listen to the vice president in Ganta when he was speaking, right after Woman P allegation. He made one pronouncement there. He said, I will not say a word until the people here call us in the room, then I will explain. Woman P made allegations. If the allegations doesn't in any way mean that everything that Woman P said was true. It could have been Woman P insinuations.
Is he a liar?
I'm not saying he's a liar. It could have
You
been,
question what a man
it could
said.
have been his insinuation, thinking that this
Has been lied to you before?
Hey, chief.
They told you that the
Boss
vice
man.
president
Boss
and
man.
the deputy speaker
Boss
are
man.
working in together
Boss man.
to transform people.
Boss man.
Has they lied to you?
P is not a pope. He's a human being.
No, has he lied to you? I want to know.
He's a human being.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And please allow me. You know, anyway, let me go there. That's why you're not right. You know, so let me say this, right?
Last Friday day.
And good thing, Woman P said in that same video that the vice president did not even inform him that he was going to visit him. He said the vice president, so he was, in fact, he was surprised when the vice president came in and his children want to call him and say, oh, your brother to see you. And the people from the community came. That how come he started even naming them one by one. He said, oh, my brother did not tell me that he was coming, but at least he has come. All the said and thought. It shows leadership. It shows genuineness. It shows somebody who has a reconciliatory mind. Irrespective of what was said about him, he still took his time to extend the olive branch. To say, look, guys, we are all from Nimba County. The county is bigger than all of us. And he said it there, that every election that he put his hand in,
Why he didn't realize it before
the first person he goes to whenever he wants to contest,
I'm coming, comrade.
he realized it.
Why didn't you realize it?
Why?
Before P went to the press.
Well, but you don't expect P to think the way how he
Okay,
wants
let me
to.
hold you there, please. Let me hold you there. Comrade, let's say you.
The chicanery here is very taking good. It can't survive. It doesn't have grounds to say. It doesn't have grounds to say.
Every day you're accusing me. Go ahead.
I'm just saying something, but I didn't say you. Let me say this very plain. What the vice president did, and even for the pressure senator, every slow echo on the phone talk. You understand? He said the vice president is a leader. Does not mean that it's slow. Under pressure, every slow. What the vice president did.
Is it today you want to?
I said under pressure.
Is it today you want to?
I just wanted to. He's a public pressure man. I don't support him.
But you don't respect what he said.
No. He said
You don't
something.
want what he said.
He said something.
No.
For his opposition colleague, for them to see reason,
Go ahead, Henry. Go ahead.
to see Jerry as not enemy. I mean, they can. That's it. So the truth is, the vice president did extremely well. What he did is an exemplary leadership. In fact, he displayed trust. He displayed culture. He said Mr. Pay is his uncle. He went as far as explaining how long Mr. Pay been supporting him in his political career, fight for leadership in Nimba. Throughout none of the elections that Mr. Pay did support him. And you know one striking thing that he said? 2017 when he was contesting, Mr. Pay was chairman of the United Party. He made sure that United Party never put a candidate against him. You see, when someone's speaking like 70 as a journalist for me, I'm good listener. So when he said that, I said, wow. But Mr. Pay, after losing a very big position, in my opinion, he was a little bit confused where the problem came from. So a little bit of anxiety starting, and he said what he said. If he put Mr. Pay behind the microphone today to review what he said, he will never repeat what he said about the vice president.
Why?
Because by now he knows exactly what happened. First, he didn't know.
All right, let me go. Mr. Sandy, let me Mr. Sandy, I want you to bring us up to speed. I know you
can speak. Yeah, that video will not be playing here. That video not coming on.
No, please. You're not going to control the video. You're going to control the video. Because anyway, you can bring us up to speed. Some of the things that Woman Pay really said, and whether this whole orange branch or the peace party, they smoke, what are going to be sustained? Let's hear it.
And that is how I would like to label the whole reconciliation process. I think what happened last weekend is superficial.
Okay.
It's a reconciliation process that is on the surface. Beneath it is the problem. So let me provide a little bit of clarification about some of the things that I heard you guys say. I heard you people say that, oh, well, Woman Pay just woke up one morning and went to the vice president's house. Are we serious? This man went public. And near profound
before you continue, Moses, let me see what I can play some video photos from Woman Pay before you continue.
But this is what is happening. When somebody comes to you to live in your house and you accommodate the person in your house, and the person says, you know what, I will be independent. I'll do everything independent of you. Doesn't that ring a bell? Thomas Fala. That's Jeremiah Kuhn. They form Nimbo. What do you think they are doing? A political party they are forming. And the United Party people got to be naive to sit there and think that these people are interested in working with them. And I am the person saying it. I am saying that. And that's why Minister Humanly said the last time. Now, if you come to join people, if you want to support the president, and the president has his vehicle, a political party as his vehicle, why don't you just get integrated into it? Especially so if your previous party has expelled you. But here is it. These people think they are smart. They are the people we should actually be prosecuting because their hands were in a cookie jar. These were the people who were chair on Ways and Means and co-chair respectively, working with the very people that today are turned out to be their enemies. And that's why when I sit down and do the analysis, I can now understand why President Weah and his people can be so bitter with certain people. So now they want to come and sit on us. It sit on our shoulders, then you say we are smelly. And we Unity Party people, even though some of us don't hold any official title in the party, we are supposed to sit down and fold our hands? No, we're not. We will not. We're enlightening the people. Yeah? We were enlightening the people. The Unity Party is a party into which a lot of sacrifices. When I was Secretary General, and there are a lot of people who made sacrifices. Thomas Fala, that's Jeremiah Kuhn. They form NIMBO. What do you think they are doing? A political party they are forming. And the Unity Party, or their BMT they own, their BMT they own, they think the people of Liberia don't know them. The criminal deeds that they have struck. Even as I speak to you, I have documents, sensitive documents. I can't give out now. I have sensitive documents how they have sold out some of our important mineral deposits. I have that. The deeds that they cross, the deeds they try to cross.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. These are some of the videos we got more. I think we'll play more of them tomorrow. Continue with the show. Mostly, let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, so what I was saying here is let's try to provide a little bit of clarification regarding some of the comments. I heard my colleague say, well, women woke up one day and just went to the Vice President's house without any formal invitation.
You didn't say that.
I'm not quoting that directly, but that's my interpretation
That's
of what
a
it
deep,
said.
very deep and bad
Please,
No, you didn't understand something.
You don't
You deeply misinterpret.
Please let the man speak.
You don't have to quote us. Let's say you heard some people. Don't say that in the studio.
I will give you an opportunity to clarify.
What happened there?
Let me restate what I said. And so when you're sitting in the studio there, you heard the guy saying that Women went to the Vice President's house.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my position on that. Somebody who went publicly and made allegation against the second most powerful person in Liberia. Under no condition that man would have just woke up and go to the house of the Vice President without the Vice President not being aware of it. Under no condition. So, but you're my friend. I can't come to Liberia just after your house like that. I'm saying here, someone in Liberia. I'll tell someone in Liberia. I want to know your schedule.
Yes.
Vice President is not anybody that you can just wake up and walk on in like that. The Vice President was in the known that women was going to come there. Then the meeting at women's house on Sunday. That meeting was pre-arranged. Women was in the known that the Vice President would have been there. People from NIMA coordinated that. Don't let anyone tell you that the Vice President just woke up and went to women's house. People coordinated that, they planned it. That's why you saw the number of people that show up. Now let's come to the allegations that women made. Serious allegation. That's what I said, the reconciliation is superficial. Women said the Vice President, when he was in the Senate, he was, when he was in the House, he was a member of the Ways, Means and Finance Committee. He worked along with Thomas Fala. And he accused Fala and the others of acts of dishonesty when they served on that committee. The woman take that statement back. Then he said, oh, well, what I said when I appear on spoon, I take my statement back. There's a reconciliation on Sunday.
And that's the reason why we're repeating the statements all the time.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about that?
Yeah. As a reconciliation, reverse that statement. The guy said his removal as Minister of Mines and Energy was instigated by the Vice President. And Mr. Family, my brother
all, let me say this. Except where you provide a law that says that every decision the president makes, the president has to consult his vice president. No, it doesn't work. And also to your assertions that William P. was informed because the vice president is the second most powerful man in the country. That's not true. There were a lot of times President Salif came to the Methodist Church. On her way out, she just drive to her friend place right on Asmo Street. We don't even know, we just see EPS coming. So people visit each other based on the way they know them, irrespective of the position. So it doesn't have to necessarily mean that the vice president informed William P. When William P. in your own statement said that my brother did not even inform me that he was coming here, so this caught me at a surprise. The vice president in that same stuff said that women want to visit him. His brother want to visit him. He said it. So why you want to be going back and forth? Open it up.
Let me say, sometimes.
Let me say this.
So we want that. No, you can't have
1 minute more. 1 minute more. 1 minute more. Let
Maybe Mr. Kennedy. Yeah, Mr. Kennedy.
Kennedy kind of quickly.
Sometimes when we say these things, people say, oh, we try to label them. Sometimes there are certain things you don't argue about. It shows that you are promoting division among the people. And when we class you as being someone who opposes, he says no. When this thing goes wrong, the leader goes to the other man to go reconcile. He says nothing. It's cosmetic. It's nothing. It doesn't make logic. So you are here telling us that when this incident occurred, that you forgot that the rape tape was placed here and was played on the show. When this incident occurred, the vice president went to NIPA and he was speaking. He said, "I was not able to comment on anything about this thing until the elders can call the two of us in the room for us speak." The elders invited William P. They spoke. From there, William P. went to the vice president's house. From there, the vice president went to William P.'s house, and he said, "It's cosmetic, Mr. Sandy."
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. The results will come, and we'll see.
Yeah, so 0778. 1 minute. 0778.
So if we can move, it will get moved out.
0778 460 793 or 0886 0505 07. Let me take the callers quickly.
Yeah.
Let's take the callers quickly, and then at the close of the program, I'm sure Moses will come in. Let's hear you.
Hello, this is Rapana. I am calling from this research.
Okay.
Mr. Kennedy, first of all, let me say this. When you go wrong in our area, in our state, I will be number one person to campaign for you. Yes?
Thank you.
Okay, then we'll
Please don't call my number. I'm calling a number that you should call 0778 460 793 0778 460 793. You're still calling my number. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
not get to the topic, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Stanley, y'all get Mr. Stanley met for last show.
For what?
Everything that can come from his mouth, they always go against the listeners. Let me tell you something. Someone is here today, you must have problems. If I was still at the thing like this, I've already go make statement outside on you. Then later, you think to yourself and come back to me. It does not mean what all I said was true. I could be testing. I said, well, send Mr. Kennedy has put me down, and Mr. Kennedy is somewhat friendly. So it could be through that man, because you myself close, so maybe that because of the bad precedent, this is why they put him up. I want to that angle to him. But let me tell you something today. If you take your microphone to him today and ask him that particular topic, he will never bring it back out.
Okay, let me take a little call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Thank you.
Good evening, someone who is to the kids.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, someone is having down with my problem for a
Okay.
I got through to making a radio because of the level of professionality you bring to the radio.
Okay.
But I want to register my serious appointment with you. Yes, let me be true to you. These days you try to manipulate the discussion. You don't give your other friend the time to explain. You try to sway away the other people. The last time you used your statement that they went down with me. You said that the ministers and the Ministry of Information he sought all fancy all the
But Allah, my man, if you don't have anything for you to talk, then we're not going to continue with you on this one. Because you're not going to come and and go back to what we said before. If you don't have any 0778, let me take this call on the line quickly. Let's hear you. Hello? Yes. Yes, sir.
Thank you. My name is Emmanuel Kwadi. I call from Ija.
Okay.
Quickly, let me say this. The way Nigerian brother is training the lawmakers to create a justice,
That's true.
I mean, I already got one vote. I already got one person calling supporting me.
Yeah, because people are hungry. 33 man. Talking people who school here, if you're in jail, in the garage, and they started stabbing the garage, it's a winter resources. So, I think if they condemn it as a still man, it's not actually defending it.
Okay.
We hear you. We hear you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's get another call on your side. Quickly. Hello?
Yeah, I tried to clarify something. I think someone talk about people hungry. And not because of hunger, I talk about Mr. Kennedy. Kennedy, the party was one of the heroes of our district. He was Paramati.
Oh, and you spoke earlier? Hello?
But let me hear about
You
me.
spoke earlier? No, but you spoke earlier now. There are others who got there. Others got a call. 0778
That's my phone for Sunday.
793 0778 793 0886. Let me get this call on the line quickly. Oh, come here and we see how time will go down this way. Go ahead. Let's hear you. James.
Yeah, I want to disagree with Mr. Kennedy.
Okay.
To stay at the justification he gave him for creating new seats. He said because our budget was 600 million, we created new seats. Therefore, the budget at 1.2 billion, we can create new seats. No. What was the improvement? Can you point to any improvement in the new seats that were created when the budget was 600 million? No improvement in any district. What a new hole. Should we keep on increasing districts without improvement? Even if we divide all of this country into pieces, 1,000 seats, there will still be no improvement except money being put into those districts for development. We got the local government. The local government structure is in place to carry on development in those areas, whether it's district or whatever.
Okay.
So what the lawmakers should be doing is to just make sure that they got the power to allocate, put more money into the district.
Okay.
What are you talking about partitioning the country into pieces without improvement?
All right. You made your point. Let me take a look on the line. Hello?
Someone good evening.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you quickly.
Police, Sekou, member of the Unity Party International.
Okay.
Someone, let me say this. You know, whenever I hear about the law, because I get away heavy. The people that tell you something, the tree, you give you a heart, then you walk away. Look at what kind of logic inside. During the campaign, all in the angle of the district or the corner you go there, when they be elected now, they say, our district is too big for my one to handle. But during the campaign, you can go all war. So if you live with my wife, and go with my cry, I'm putting down that part of the government. They're not useful. All the problem that we have today, that our lower us.
Okay.
Okay, like for instance, that we can all what we now to analysis. How many of them here they love put the money in the budget? They love put the money in the budget for our citizens to celebrate that analysis.
Okay. All right. You made your point. Let's take another call on the line quickly. We'll take two more calls and we'll wrap it up. Let's hear you. Your name? Yes. How you doing?
Thank you. Yes, and I'm calculating your 100 understanding. So this is where I'm calling. I joined this conversation for this city as an executive of the Unity Party International Bureau.
Okay.
So let me appreciate Kennedy on this platform building. Kennedy, you know,
0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793 or 086-050507. Again, 086-050507. We're taking one more call and then wrap it up quickly on the nighttime heat tonight on the program. Now, Dave, let's hear you. I know most of the people who call back.
I'm not closing now.
Yes, quickly.
You know, most of the time when a government official, specifically those on information ministry, when they react to the opposition people insinuations and baseless criticisms, and then some of your reaction, your reaction to them is always impregnated with biases. The first thing.
Is this a close one?
Yeah. I say biased because Mr. Cummings said a lot of things.
Not a bad thing.
A lot of bad things he said. We didn't clamp down on him. But the reaction of the government spokespeople is the one you're clamping on. It's been biased. Another thing.
You were not even here yesterday. No, one minute. Let me just. No, let me respond. We're not even here yesterday. When we started the whole comment discussion, you didn't listen to my position.
You didn't support me when I went against.
Okay, no. I'm not closing. I'm not in there. You cut me off.
Please.
Another thing. No, let me.
Comrade.
I'm not closing on this. I'm closing. Another thing is that we talk about Will not pay made a lot of wild allegations at the end of the day to reconcile. I don't see any need for us to have played his recording.
All right, Chief, thank you. We play the recording over there. Give the microphone to the next man. Come on, let's hear you. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Wheeler.
So, we cannot talk about reconciliation between the vice president and that of Woodmont P in the absence of the withdrawal of those statements made by Woodmont P towards the vice president. Because when you say reconciliation, it means that there are moments in point where people move on, and whoever may have offended whoever apologize, and then there's a smoke of, there's a peace pipe that is smoke, and then a move on. That who you saw, if you saw a display of vice president visiting somebody who accused him of a whole lot of different things, and the person who have accused the vice president still maintain a statement towards the vice president, still maintain all of those allegations. He had no one day retracted those statements to say, I take them back. So I'm saying the vice president again apparently will listen and we choose to play a blind eye to that. The vice president said in the audio that the woman visited him on Saturday, and he told woman he would visit the woman on Sunday, and that was he did. So it is not surprise, like what Senator said. It is not surprise. The entire thing was coordinated.
Okay.
So I want to say,
all right.
tomorrow.
So it's funny. It was a very good show tonight. Again, you don't decide what constitutes reconciliation between the two parties, irrespective of they being political persons or so forth. You don't decide what constitutes their own reconciliation. You also don't even know what went into the reconciliation. Whether they have people, elders involved in it and say, look, gentlemen, let's put the thing aside, let bygone be bygone. However, but let me say this, and I will keep saying this. If you want for the government to be civilized in response to politicians, then the politicians and the opposition too have to be civilized.
Thank you. Let's hear you, George.
Thank you. One of the callers mentioned that one of the callers said, they were not happy because I'm supporting, or two or three of the callers, they were not happy because I'm supporting the new districts. Look, this is by law, not me. And all equally so, I said the time that we increase this district to 73 from 54, our budget was between 500 million to 600 million. Now we're going to 1 billion. Almost 2 times of that budget, we are increasing it by 16. And the last digit that we can pass according to our law is 100. So we are going our revenue is increasing. Development economics, development is driven by what? Population.
Okay.
As the number of people increases, then the people spend the money.
Okay,
Those
thank
gotta
you.
Be represented.
Thank you. Moses, I hear you quickly.
Thank you.
I just want to say, in a typical Nigerian parlance, the judge is very hard to die. You know, the negative consequences of what he's talking about is so glaring, and that guy is still arguing. Oh, you know, the budget has increased, so we should do this. The judge, they say, take a simple reflection. Do you have the means? By the way, it was a great show. And I would like to wrap up on this. What I want you guys to understand here, I am not saying that it was wrong for the two individuals to reconcile the differences. However, the point I'm making here is Mr. Wimmerby made serious allegation against the vice president. Going and sitting under the Palava, that doesn't erase what is already in the public domain.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The women council and go publicly. Say, I retract my statement.
Thank
Now
you.
we have something to talk
Thank you.
about.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so let me recognize Vinicius Gina Brown. As George, they've been watching. Roberto Richards from the US, they've been watching. City Geeks, been watching. Ibrahim Kiswan, been watching. Imaya Bro from the US, they've been watching. Imaya Leaks also been watching. Abraham Yang, been watching. George P. Kwon, been watching. Rama Briggs Mesa, been watching. And the rest of you, until tomorrow, Summer George is my name. I will bless you.